Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that everyone please rise, please remove your hats, and join us as we honor the victims of the September 11th attacks with a moment of remembrance. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now please remain standing as Chicago's own Marlene Ho performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright star through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Central crowd, Detroit's Rick Porcello dominated earlier, motoring his way through the Sox lineup. But a couple of Tiger missteps in the sixth opened the door, and Rios made them pay with a 3-run shot to take the lead. AJ followed suit with a back-to-back jack to put the Sox up 4-1. And in the eighth, Beckham finished off the Tigers with a 2-run blast as the Sox took game one of this 4-game set. The division lead is now at 3. And game 2 begins next. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, and the second-place Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this 4-game set. In the opener last night, the Tigers jumped off to a quick 1-0 lead in the second inning. And then in the sixth, we scored 4. 3-run shot by Rios, solo shot by A.J. Beckham finished it off with a 2-run shot. So we win that ball game 6-1. We're now 3 games up and a nice pitching matchup tonight.
Jake Peavy going to the mound, and Jake is 10-10 this year with an ERA in the 3.2s. He's thrown a lot better than his record would indicate, and hopefully tonight he'll get the offensive support. Last time out against the Tigers, it was not a good performance for Jake as he gave up 6 runs. Unusual for him because he usually meets challenges and he's very much equal to the task. Lifetime against this Detroit team, he's 3-4, but his ERA is way up there. It's almost 5. Doug Fister goes to the mound for the Tigers tonight. He's never beaten our ball club. That's the good news. He's 8-8 with an ERA in the 3.5s. He's a pretty good pitcher. He threw against us in Detroit. Didn't throw great, but they did win that game 7-4. So the second game of a 4 game, after winning the first, you get a little greedy, and you want to beat them 2 in a row.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Moment out on the field. Every service represented, and every one of our players goes out to his position. You see there, in remembrance of 9/11 and in the great service that all of our men in uniform have provided for us throughout these many years. Now for the Miller Time starting Tigers lineup. We'll see how Jim Leland lines them up. Starts off with Austin Jackson, pretty good leadoff hitter. Then Andy Dirks, an underrated left fielder with Cabrera. Fielder, Delman Young, who's been very hot against us, especially here at U.S. Cellular Field. Then it's Bosch, Peralta, Avila, and Infante at second base, hitting 9. The defensive setup, and now the lineup behind Jake Peavy. Wise, Diaz, and Rios in the outfield with Youkilis, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski with the nod behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jake Peavy. Jake at 10-10 this year, but a fine ERA of 3.22. You can see almost a 4-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. Pretty good solid season for Jake. So they throw the ball around the infield. We're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you very much. Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for game 2 of this 4-game set. Center fielder Austin Jackson will lead it off. Jackson comes in hitting at 303, 13 homers, 53 driven in. And the first pitch of the ball game from our 31-year-old right-hander is taken for a strike. Jackson 1 for 3 last night. And the count 1-1. Tigers come in hitting at 267 as a club with a 3.84 ERA. Tigers 30 and 39 on the road, 43 and 28 at Comerica Park. And that got a piece of AJ. So the count 1-2. Jackson against us this year hitting at 345 in lifetime, a 322 hitter. Outfield slightly to the right. And that evens the count at 2.
That's probably a setup pitch for the pitch he wants to get him out on. Either a slider away or a changeup out away. We've seen Jackson expand his strike zone quite a bit. Wide. Well, he got it there.
Close pitch, didn't get it.
Could have gone either way. It went Jackson's way.
And the payoff pitch. So the dreaded leadoff walk.
The umpires for the game tonight. Brian Gorman behind the plate. He's a crew chief. Todd Tishner is at first. Tony Randazzo at second. And Bob Davidson is at third.
So good speed aboard. With all his speed, he only has 11 stolen bases. He's been thrown out 8 times. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Andy Dirks. Hitting at 313, 6 homers, and 29 knocked in.
One of the things that got Quintana out of that first inning was a hit and run that didn't work very well with Cabrera up in the first. AJ got the ball to second base after the strikeout so quickly that Jackson didn't even bother going to second. He just got in a rundown and out of the inning after he was tagged.
One and one to count, and here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Nice crowd on hand for game 2 of this 4-game set. And that catches the inside corner.
Pretty good pitch for Jake, who after the first pitch to get ahead has tried to crowd Dirks. BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks will show you almost a perfect pitch. Too far inside for Dirks to swing, but it caught the plate.
That pitch away and fouled up into the mezzanine. Nice catch by one of the fans. The win last night by our Sox broke a 7-game losing streak to these guys. And this is, whoa, close.
Jake noticed Jackson just wandering off the bag, but he's in just an eyelash ahead of the tag.
And another souvenir. This is the 16th meeting between these two teams. In the first 15, we won only 5.
Tigers have been awfully tough on us, but they did show you why they're 3 games behind, and that was the defense last night, which produced 3 errors.
Plus the home runs. We have 45 more home runs than these guys. Count evens at 2 to the 26-year-old outfielder who's made himself a tough out.
Jake 3-4 lifetime against these Tigers with an ERA up close to 5, 4.81. So they've been tough on him.
There he goes. No. So he was well ahead of him as he was Austin Jackson. He walked Jackson. Now it's full count to Dirks.
Well, I think Jackson was just testing to see if he could get much of a lead on Jake. Jake's pretty quick to home plate, but you figure that Jackson's going to be going here, so you still have the strike him out, throw him out possibility.
There he goes. And that ball hit hard into center field. And it is caught. They get it back in, but they don't have a shot.
Well, Jackson had to retouch second base because it appeared that he went around the bag. And when he saw that De Aza was going to make the catch, he retouched second base on his way to first. There he hit it. He sees the catch and makes sure he retouches.
Did everything he was supposed to do on that play.
If that gets over De Aza's head, he's going to score from first easy.
And he has no problem getting back in. So here is Cabrera. Hitting at .326, 35 homers, 116 knocked in. And that's into right center field. Out number 2. So here's Fielder. Prince at .310, 25 long ones and 95 RBIs.
Well,
Takes first pitch strike.
If Jake gets that one all night, he's going to be in pretty good shape. Gorman gave him a pitch a couple inches off the corner and puts Fielder in a hole.
If you missed that game last night, Jose Quintana absolutely was magnificent. And that ball's foul. Just foul.
Todd Tishner down the line, and as you see it there, it did not go over the bag at any time.
Two out. And the 0-2 pitch. Pops him up. D. Wise is there. And he pitches over the leadoff walk after a half inning of play. It's their guys nothing, and our guys, well, they're coming to bat.
Diaz, Euclid, and Wise. Then Konerko, Rios, and Krasinski with Viciedo, Ramirez, and Beckham playing second and hitting ninth. The defense and how they'll line up behind Doug Fister. It's Dirks, Jackson, and Bosch in the outfield with Cabrera, Peralta, Infante, and Fielder in the infield. Alex Avila behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is tall right-hander Doug Fister, who's 8.8 ERA, about 3.5. On for his 22nd start of the year. Had a groin problem earlier that put him on the shelf. He's got a pretty good sinker, and he threw a decent game against us in Detroit. Nothing overwhelming.
Well, we let him off the hook. We had him on the ropes. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Checks it up and takes strike two.
Now there's going to be, and the hitters better beware of this, there's going to be 2 or 3 inches given on the outside corner if Gorman stays the same as he's been the first 2 innings. He's been the same to both pitchers.
Sox come in hitting at .257 with a 4.08 ERA. Softly hit, and that's out number 1. Right now, let's check out our Farmers Insurance picks to click tonight. And Joe, our director of the crew. Well, they went with AJ. Steve's going with Alexei. And Morton, Karen, Levy, and I, we're going to go with Gordon Beckham. Actually, this is Karen and I. As here is Buke. Take strike one. Buke hitting at .235, 16 long ones, 62 driven in. By Papa of baby Zachary.
Good moving fastball down and into Euclid. That's tough to handle for a right-hander.
Fister, 6'8", 200 pounds. Around that one and hooks it foul. Last year with Detroit coming over from Seattle, he was 8-1 with a 1.79 ERA.
That was after going 3-12 with Seattle.
But against us, even when he was in Seattle's uniform, he still pitched well.
Well, they got with a much better team.
Bigger ballpark. Not by much, but a little bit.
Yeah. Both of them are very good pitchers' parks.
That's softly hit in left field. Dirks is there for out number 2. And the city beautiful. There she is. And here is Dwayne Wise. Hitting at .278, 7 homers, 22 knocked in. That ball hit into right field. Stretch! Bosch looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Yes! Number 8 for D. Wise. And the good guys lead it 1-0.
Eight and 23 on the power numbers. So Dwayne Wise looked at one pitch, our Ford home run replay. He got that ball on the inner portion when Avila wanted it away. And Pfister pays with a long home run.
And here's Paulie. Paulie at 310, 22 homers and 66 knocked in. Ate him up inside with that one.
Wind very much a factor tonight, and it's going to be a very lively ballpark. 77 degrees right now. Was in the mid 80s today. When that happens, the ball carries here.
Takes that breaking ball low to even the count. Checks it up, and of course with that home run by D. Wise, the Alex Snellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 185, so $18,500 donated by Alex Snellius in loving memory of Ursula. Count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out.
What an addition Dwayne Wise has been. Kenny got him as an insurance policy. He's cashed it in and then some.
And a full count. Well, he was just ecstatic to get back in the White Sox uniform.
When Diaz went down and Dwayne was in our minor leagues at the time, he came up and didn't miss a beat in center field.
Payoff pitch. Just did get a little itsy bitsy piece of it.
Paulie putting together another mini streak. It's at 5 games.
And that's ball 4. And here comes Alex. And here's what he did in the 6th inning last night. We were trailing 1-0, 2 on.
And to that point, we hadn't touched Porcello, but an error preceded. And the 3-run bomb, a line drive rocket out of the park. And for all practical purposes, that was that.
Takes first pitch strike. He was 2 for 4 last night with that 3-run homer. And lifetime against Pfister has faced him 11 times, has 7 hits. Just ate him up right there. Very quickly the count 0-2.
1 year ago, he was having one of the most disappointing years of his career. 1 year later, leading a team in first place by 3 games to hopefully a division title.
Got him, but the homer by Dwayne Wise, and after 1 it is 1-0 Sox. Also, the Big Hurt Frank Thomas is doing a Twitter takeover for CSN tonight. You can talk, get insights, and interact with the Big Hurt by following him at White Sox Talk CSN. Delman Young to lead it off. Takes first pitch strike. Young hitting at .274, 17 homers, 62 knocked in.
He loves to hit in his ballpark.
Oh, 0-2.
But if Jake keeps a fastball up, as we saw Quintana do a couple of times last night, Delman's not going to hit too much.
Just got a piece of that slider. He was 1 for 4 last night, and lifetime against Jake is 3 for 10 with a homer.
At U.S. Cellular Field, as you can see, in 37 games, he's been terrific.
Yeah, you keep the ball down on him and he's going to hurt you. Especially middle in.
Yeah, face high fastball, adios, but he's going with the slider. And he got lucky on that one because that had a good portion of the plate. That one had the plate on the outer third, and Young fouled it back.
And there's the pop-up. Yazzie.
That was the pitch. You keep it up there, Delman Young will not bother you. Look at our BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks. You see that high fastball, barely in the zone. And he just popped it straight up.
Right fielder Brennan Bosch hitting at .243, 12 homers and 52 knocked in. Well, the home field advantage has been very critical in this season series against the Tigers. We played them 9 times at Comerica Park and won 1 game. We played them 6 times so far here. We've won 4 of the 6.
Well, all we need to do is win a couple more in this series, make things a little more comfortable. But the first thing is to get to Pfister tonight.
Well, Pfister. Since the All-Star break, opposing hitters are hitting just .213 against him. Chops that one foul.
Bosch not having the kind of year that they thought he would have. Last year he hit .283, 16 home runs, 54 driven in. And that was in 115 games. So they viewed him as a 25 home run man. Even though he swung at just about everything, he hit the ball just about everywhere. This year that batting average down 40 points.
Another 3-2 pitch.
You got to throw one way out of the zone to walk Bosch. 23 walks and 444 at bats.
There's a chopper to Hopper. And a bad throw, but Paulie had time to get back.
There's an example of Bosch who swung at a pitch on the ground Gordon pulled him off the bag, but he got back to beat Bosch.
Tony Peralta, the shortstop, at 251, 11 homers and 58 knocked in. Count evens at 1.
Nice family outing at the ballpark. 2 youngsters. One in need of some hair.
And another souvenir.
Peralta very familiar with Jake. Hasn't had a great deal of success against him.
That 2-2 pitch hammered, but foul.
Jake got away with one up in the zone. That one just sat there.
That was a picture of a cookie.
Unfortunately, Peralta a little too quick on it.
He gone. 1-2-3 inning for the Jake Meister. And after an inning and a half, he leads at 1-0.
Penn Sports Bar, checking out some of the fans here. This is Denise and Chris, their brother and sister, and whenever they come, what, 40, 50 times a year, why do you always come out here?
Because it's a good seat. You can see the whole field. It's a nice place to sit.
You almost had one from Dwayne there in the first inning.
I know.
Chris, you went to Detroit last weekend. You're looking for a little revenge here, right?
A little payback, man. 3 losses was too much for me to take.
You got a couple of people sitting in Detroit hats out here, too. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as they're quiet, I'm all right.
All right. All right, that's Denise and Chris. Fun time out here, Hawk and Steve. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Chris. As long as they're quiet, huh? First pitch strike to A.J. leading off here in the bottom of the second. Home run by D. Wise.
Playing A.J. as a pull hitter in the infield.
Line shot right to Prince Field.
And that's why they were playing him as a pull hitter.
So here's Tank.
Viciato, one of our 5 guys with 20 or more home runs.
And you can watch the game in luxury from behind home plate in the Gold Coast Tickets Club here at US Cellular Field. Gold Coast Tickets, you got a guy. 21 to count.
You
Viciato.
You can just imagine Viciato as he gets a little older and has some sort of an idea about what the pitchers are going to do with him. And he starts to lay off pitches that are 6-8 inches inside. He could be a monster.
That's what experience does for you. It teaches you how to shrink your strike zone.
He gets to that point, he's going to terrorize a lot of pitchers.
Tango for 4 last night and 1 for 2 lifetime off Doug Fister. Two down.
Good curveball, took a little something off. When you're ahead of a hitter, that's in a perfect spot. Looks hittable and then just disappears low and away.
There's Alexei. Hitting at 274, 9 homers. He's driven in 66. Takes the fastball right there. Ate him up, and that was a quick 1-2-3 inning for the 6'8" right-hander, but he trails at 1-0. Tune in as our Bears linebacker breaks down all the Grizzly tales. Bears analyst and 85 Super Bowl champion Tom Thayer and CSN's Pat Boyle. The Lance Briggs Show tonight at 11 only on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Alex Avila, Omar Infante, and back to the top of the order with Austin Jackson here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Avila, another guy who's really struggled. Hit 295 last year. Looked like he was well on his way to being a dominant offensive catcher, but it just hasn't happened for him this year.
Count evens at 1. He has faced Jake 19 times, has 4 hits, 3 of which stayed in the park.
Wise well off the line and left, trying to take away that alley in left center.
And checking a few other scores for you. Baltimore leading Tampa Bay 3-1, bottom of the 5th at Oriole Park. Texas shutting out Cleveland 4-0 down at Arlington. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. He gone.
He climbed the ladder with a fastball, and it's a good spot when you're ahead of a left-hand hitter. They just cannot catch up to it up there.
Here's Infante. Hitting at .253, 3 homers, 14 driven in. And some other scores. Phillies leading the Marlins 5-2 after 5 at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Bottom of the 5th at Fenway, Red Sox leading the Yankees 2-1. Bottom of the 6th in Cincinnati, 4-1 Reds over Pittsburgh. Mets leading the Nasty Nats 2-1, top of the 6th at City Park. Bottom of the 2nd, Houston, no score with the Cubs. Bottom of the 3rd at Miller Park, Brew Crew leading Atlanta 1-0. Later on, Oakland taking on the Angels at the Big A in Anaheim. Oakland 20 games over at 80-60.
Pretty good year for that ball club. They've had a number of pitchers hurt. Others have stepped in. Cespedes has had a remarkable year for them, as has Josh Reddick.
Yeah, it's been one of those I'll do it today, you do it tomorrow type teams.
They don't really blow you out, but they find a way to beat you. It's been a good year for him.
Drop down, he gone. 3 straight strikeouts.
Anytime you give a guy a different look, and Jake did that to Infante. First time you do it, they've got some problems, and Infante wasn't even close to that sidearm breaking ball.
Jackson walked the lead off the ball game, takes a breaking ball strike.
Lloyd McClendon before the game, talking about Jackson, said he's done much better without that big leg kick. He still has a little work to do on pitch selection.
And there's a bullet by Alexei. You can cancel a post-game show. That's the first hit.
Alexei thought he had a shot at this, as Jake tries to hit the outside corner, leaves it up in the zone, and Jackson pounds it by Ramirez.
That'll bring up Andy Dirks, who fly deep to center field.
They tried to run first time Jackson was on, but it was a foul ball.
And that's popped up. It's going to be tough for anybody to get there.
Long run for Euclid, longer run for Wise, and it falls harmlessly.
And a reminder, State Farm and White Sox Charities are proud to present the Go to Bat Award for outstanding volunteers throughout the 2012 baseball season. Base hit. So 2 hits coming with 2 out. With runners on the corners.
Dirks has been up twice, and twice he's hit the ball hard. Jake tried the high fastball, but Dirks with a short swing got on top of it. Alex did a nice job of cutting it off, and now all you have to worry about is one of the league's best run producers.
This man, as we speak, 9.5 years in the big leagues, and he has 1,200 RBIs. As I mentioned last night, if you missed that game, in my opinion, smartest hitter since Manny Ramirez.
With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, he's hitting .450, so he's not being outthought a lot.
Well, when you talk about good or great right-handed hitters, you think about the big hurt Frank Thomas. For the first 8 years he was in the league, best right-handed hitter I ever saw. You think about Manny Ramirez as you see this pitch off the corner, and now you got to put Miguel Cabrera right up in that. It's recent.
And don't forget about Ryan Braun.
He's a good one. I don't think he's quite where we're talking about, though. Not that he can't get there.
No, you got to give him a couple years yet, but you win an MVP.
Oh, he's a good one.
Yeah.
He's one of my, I told you, he's one of my favorite guys to watch when I see the Brewers on. Of course, you see him a lot on the highlights anyway.
You do that.
Out of play. Pujols in that category.
Albert got off to a terribly slow start this year, but he's really started to heat it up, as have the Angels. However, they did lose a big ball game to Oakland last night.
Two on, 2 out. And the 2-2 pitch.
The umpires in the stands wanted that one, but that was way off the plate. BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks. That one missed by a good 6 inches.
So full count. And a changeup. Quintana struck him out on a 3-2 changeup last night. AJ going back to that pitch.
There's a look at the man last night who took it into the 8th inning after a very rocky start. It looked for a minute like he'd be out of the game in the 2nd inning. Gave up 4 hits, but gave up just 1 run, and that was that.
And another souvenir. He's the epitome. You hear us talk about a lot of times trying to drive in a run, especially with a man at third and less than 2 out, which is not the case here. But he's the epitome of not turning the head of the bat over. Does that better than anybody in this league.
Well, Jake out there hearing from AJ and what they want to do with him, and so far it's been an at bat largely with everything away from Cabrera. Good battle between the veteran Cy Young Award winner and just a wonderful young hitter.
Well, whatever it's going to be, it's got to be your best one. All right. That is high and deep into left center field, but we got a man there. He just missed it. Thank you very much.
Problems. I'm fairly animated, but we can't get that one to work. We'll get back to it a little later.
Sox lead at 1-0 on strength of Blaine Wise' 8th homer, coming off the 6'8" right-hander Doug Fister. And here's Beckham. Gordon, a little bit more of a crouch than his last games than he was starting off the season.
Well, the power numbers have really picked up the last month or so.
And last night, 3-2, getting the over breaking ball from Votel left the process. 3-0 the count. Gordon stays right where he's at right now. I'm not saying it's going to happen next year, but in 2 years, he's going to be a heck of a hitter. Because he's working more now on approach rather than mechanics.
BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks, and it had a little part of the plate.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch, stretch. Dirk's back. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. Number 15 And it is 2-0 Sox.
Both runs come courtesy of the home run. 15 and 56 on the power numbers. And this one hugged the line all the way. Our Ford home run replay. 3-2 fastball on the inner portion. And out of reach by plenty.
Oh, 1 count. Alejandro, who grounded out to Infante.
Fisher had given up only 12 home runs in 130 innings. But he's given up 2 solo shots here in the first 3.
That's high and deep. Stretch. Bosch back on the track. One out. Here's Uke. Uke hit a soft line drive into left field. But Dirks made the catch. Curveball, no. 2-0. Well, Gordon has a good finish here. He can get up to 70 RBIs, maybe close to 20 home runs. And with the defense he plays,
well, his offensive numbers are a plus for what he's done for this team defensively. Not only with great range to his left and right, but hanging in there on the double play, and with his strong arm completing double plays that other teams don't usually get. Gordon has been a plus at second base, and to me the offense is just a bonus.
Well, I'm not saying he's the best second baseman in the league, but I'm just going to tell you there's not a better second baseman in the league than he is.
He's been pretty good all year.
So here's Wise. As the bunny. Here's what he did with 2 out in the first inning.
First pitch he saw. Good. Bye-bye.
Yes, he did. Could not check it up in the count 0-2. Now Sully's happy. That's Gordon's mom, along with Gwen and Grace, his sisters, and Gordon the second, his dad. That change up downstairs. Almost got him.
Your second thought is taking one for the club. Your first thought is getting out of the way of a fastball.
Got him. Big curveball, and it'll bring it Paulie.
Third strikeout for Pfister. Same curveball, he got him on strike 2. He threw it in the same spot with the same result.
Paulie drew a walk back in the first. Drops that hook on him.
Curveball's getting a little better as Pfister moves along. But 2 fastballs have been 2 solo homers.
One and one to count to Konerko. Paulie 3 for 15 lifetime off Pfister. Ball with a 2-hopper down to Cabrera, but the homer by Gordon Beckham will go to the 4th, leading 2-0.
Tacos from Taco Bell.
Keep it good. Prince Fielder will lead it off here in the top of the 4th. He popped up to Wise in left field. Takes a breaking ball strike. Prince has had good success against Jake. He's 10 for 31. And all those 10 hits have stayed in the park. Usually if you get 10 hits off a guy, 1 or 2 is going to leave the premises.
Well, he gets right on top of the plate, pretty much dares you to throw the ball inside, and here comes the changeup. And that was a dandy.
Good motion.
Fielder couldn't read it. He saw fastball, but the ball never got there. And he's on pitch tracks, so he's way out of the zone.
Double him up or bust him inside. Delman Young on deck. He gone.
Backdoor breaking ball, and fielder doesn't like the call of Brian Gorman. In fact, he's still talking about it.
That's the first time I've ever seen Prince Fielder argue with an umpire.
Well, Jim Leland came out in a hurry to make sure that Prince stayed in the game. That pitch was off the corner, but we told you early Gorman's been calling him out there all night.
Well, there's where the hitters got to communicate with each other. When they go back to that dugout, they get, hey guys, hey, listen, he's calling that pitch out there 2 or 3 inches off the corner now. You got to tell each other. You got to communicate with each other. Hitters don't care as long as the guy's going to call, and that Gorman's been consistent with it. There's the strike. Young popped up to Diaza. All the hitters want to know what the rules are. That's all. Here you go.
Now it's time for an AT&T trivia question. And it is, who was the last Tigers player with 50 stolen bases in a season? You think about that? We'll get back to you a little later in the game with the answer.
Here's Bosch. He grounded out softly to Beckham. And beats that one. That's a fair ball. Right over the bag. Wise is going to quickly get it back in to hold him to a single.
Well, Bosch has mostly been a dead pull hitter. That's the reason for the defense. And this ball on the outside corner, taken right down the line. You see Ukwell off the line. No chance to get that one anyway.
No.
The big part of that play was that Wise got the ball quickly enough to make sure that Bosch stayed at first.
There's Peralta. He struck out his first trip. That ball hit hard into right center field. Down the back, yes. Right in front of Rios, right in front of the fence, holds it in, and that'll retire the side. You're the bottom of the 4th, leading 2-0. makes his return to the bump as the push to the pennant heats up on the south side. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Chuck Garfine, Bill Melton, and Frank Thomas. A big hurt Frank Thomas live from the ballpark for White Sox pregame live presented by Honda City. White Sox Tigers tomorrow night at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. 2-2-0 for our guys, 0-3-0 for their guys, as there's a breaking ball hitting the hole. Peralta right over the top, and just does get it.
Well, Peralta thought he had some time to plant that back foot and to get off a good solid throw. Then he realized with Rios going down the line, he had to get rid of the ball quickly, and a good pick on the other end by Fielder. So it looked like a base hit, but the combination of Peralta Fielder got him by an eyelash, and a good call by Todd Tishner.
Here's AJ. He lined out hard to Fielder. Takes strike one. AJ with that homer last night, his 26th of the season. And if you missed it, after the 3-run homer, a short, quick swing he's got. People say, well, why is he hitting all the home runs? Well, he's shorter and quicker this year. Keeping the bat in front of his chest as that ball hit hard into right field. There's a humpback line drive. So that's another hang woofle for AJ. But AJ and Carlton Fisk. AJ's 35. Carlton Fisk was 35 and 83 when he had 37 home runs. Or he hit those in 85. Those are only two catchers in the history of baseball to hit 25 or more homers in a season at age 35 or older. Tank struck out his first trip. Tops that one foul, and Bacardi at the Park is now open for all football games. Reserve your table or group to watch football Thursday night through Monday night with great food and drink specials. There's free parking for all football games, including Bears home games when our Sox are away. So check out BacardiAtThePark.com for game listings and how to book your next party. As he gets him again, and we'll go to the fifth.
AT&T trivia question. It was, who was the last Tigers player with 50 stolen bases in a season? And the answer, Roger Cedeno, 55 in 2001.
Two nothing. Good guys here in the top of the fifth inning. Avila, Infante, and Jackson. 8th, 9th, and first hitters.
Career against the White Sox much better than what he's doing this year.
He really hurt us last year in left and left center field. Because I can get him no walks.
It'd be the last guy you'd want to walk, as mightily as he struggled offensively this year.
There's one. And a full count. And good news about Brandon McCarthy, former Sox right-hander, now with Oakland, who's hit fractured skull. Line drive off the bat of Eric Ibar. He was discharged from the hospital, and he will remain in the Bay Area for the next 3 weeks. And that's into left center field. Slicing back, and DY stays with it right in front of old aches and pains, Luke Appling.
Wynn grabbed that ball at the very end and almost took it away from Dwayne. He says he has it all the way, but that was pretty close. Tigers have hit a few to the wall tonight. Fortunately, they've all been short.
Infante struck out. Drop down slider from Jake. Takes ball one. Change up. Make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Gavin Floyd against Max Scherzer. And the finale of this series on Thursday night, Chris Sale against Justin Verlander. There's our 23-year-old southpaw.
Trying as hard as he can to grow a mustache.
I told him yesterday, I said, all you need really is a little bowl of milk and a cat.
He can trim it that way.
Milk on your face. Yeah. He started to laugh.
That last pitch was way wide of the plate.
And that's popped up. Paulie. Nope.
Well, Infante knows at this point that if the pitch is off the corner by 3 inches, he better go out and get it.
Yeah, but you phrased it right. He knows. So, again, that's all the hitter wants to know is what the rules are.
Well, go out there 4 inches and see if he goes and gets it.
And that's in the hole.
Big got on the inside part of the plate. And Infante with Tigers' 4th single of the night. AJ wants it low and away. He said it's low. And he takes it right by Ramirez.
So here's Austin Jackson, a walk in the first, a hard single in the third. Infante 2 for 4 in stolen bases. And that ball hit hard into left center field. We got ourselves a 2-2 tie.
Home run, RBIs 54 and 55. And every run scored tonight has been via the long ball. Our Ford home run replay. Jake gets that fastball on the inner portion. And Jackson takes it out of the park.
Andy Dirks is 1 for 2. Hit the ball hard twice. Once deep into center and once line drive into right field. Breaking ball strike. Well, Austin Jackson leading the Tigers in RBIs against us this year. He now has driven in 12.
Lloyd McClendon took away his high leg kick, and that enabled him to stay with the pitch a little longer. And he's some player.
And that's foul back and out of play.
There's a look at Lloyd to the right of Jim Leland. Longtime major leaguer. Longtime hitting instructor of these Tigers. Ask him to describe Andy Dirks to me. He said he's just a baseball player. Not great at any one thing, just very good at just about everything. And he knows how to play the game.
Two 5-0 for their guys, 2-2-0 for our guys. He gone. 2 down.
Strikeout number 6 for Jake. He went to the changeup. Had Dirks well out in front of it.
That'll bring up Cabrera. 0 for 2. Twice he's gone out to center field. The last time he just missed, hitting a 3-run homer. High, towering fly ball into left center. And it's a 3-2 Tiger lead.
And that time Jake got it on the inner third. Sometimes you forget about the at-bat before and the guy just missing one. You throw it in approximately the same spot and he doesn't miss it. Ford home run replay. That's a fastball. And if you throw on the inner portion of the plate to this guy, it better be way inside. It wasn't, and it's gone.
So here's Fielder. He's 0 for 2, a pop up to left and a strikeout.
36 and 117 for Miguel Cabrera. Those are the power numbers.
Change up. 2 out, 1 and 2 the count. Big hack, he's on. But 2-run homer, solo shot. We're halfway home, trailing 3-2. All right, Luke, thank you very much. As first pitch strike to Alexei here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We trail it 3-2.
Jim Leland realizes how important this particular game is. He's got the bullpen up and going already as his team has taken the lead for the first time tonight.
That curveball came back, buckled him, grabbed strike 2. Big series going on in Baltimore. Orioles leading Tampa Bay 6-1. While in Boston, bottom of the 7th, the Yankees and the Red Sox are tied at 3. Ball ripped.
Yankees have one of their key players, Mark Teixeira, out for probably a couple of weeks. They're hesitant to say for the rest of the season, but he's got a bad calf problem.
Two and 2 the count. Like say 0 for 1, hit a little looper to Infante.
Not a whole lot of pitches so far for Pfister.
Full count. Monte's going to get him on the ground this time. No, Peralta will, I should say. So 1 out, and here comes Beckham. And here's what he did leading off the third.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay. Gordon got a fastball inside. At the time, he made it 2-0 with his 15th home run of the year. It hugged the line most of the way. And Gordon's now driven in 56.
Fastball strike on the outside. Just the outside corner. Changeup. Two and 1 to count. A little something off that curveball. Three and 2. And that's popped up right side. Everybody now it's Infante.
Much easier play for Infante, especially if Bosch couldn't get there, and he couldn't. Fielder tried it, but almost an impossible play for him as the ball rotates back toward the field of play. Infante stayed with it long enough to be able to make the catch. Ball drifts into foul territory. Fielder calls for it, but then thinks twice. And Infante just barely able to hang on.
So 2 out, nobody on, and here's De Aza, who's grounded softly to second and went out deep to right. Took Bosch back on the track in right center. Cabrera at the cut of the grass at third. And that's popped up. This is going to be 8 in a row retired by Pfister, and he leads it now 3-2. in a 3-2 Tiger lead. Each team with 2 home runs. One of theirs with a man aboard. So here's Delman Young. He has popped up to center and struck out.
He kept that fastball up high, and Young swung through it.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Jake has hit the century mark in pitches, and the bullpen is starting to work.
Full count.
Young's another guy. To walk him, you really have to throw it wild. 18 walks in almost 500 at bats.
Drop down with a changeup. Eight strikeouts now. And the big hurt Frank Thomas is doing a Twitter takeover for CSN tonight. Talk, get insights, and interact with the big hurt by following him at White Sox Talk CSN.
Pretty funny, huh? Yeah.
The big hurt. Look at that smile. Only a mama could love it.
And you can even ask our Chuck a question. I'm sure the big hurt would be more than happy to lean over, get the answer.
Better be the right answer. Bosch grounded to second and singles. Chopped one right over the bag at third base. Yeah, the big hurt's a little bit bigger than Sarah Kustok.
Well, I don't think Chuck is challenging him to any type of athletic event.
Nope. Outfield straight up for the most part. Spread out. Bit of a gap in left center. And there was another drop down changeup.
Jake trying to pull all the tricks out of the bag here to subdue the Tigers this inning.
I like that action. He gets good movement on that.
Terrific. Especially low and away to the left-handers.
Backs that up with a fastball. He gone. 9 punch outs for the Jake Meister.
Threw a high fastball and with an uppercut swing. Left-handers have a hard time catching up to it up there. And Bosch didn't.
So here's Peralta. He struck out and went out deep to right center. We had to hold our breath a little bit. Well, that would have been a 2-run home. Breaking ball, evens accounted 1. Out and around that one. Baltimore leading Tampa Bay 7-2. Top of the 8th inning. And that's another foul. And the Sox are making a push to play in the postseason, and you don't want to miss that action. It's playoff payoff time. Purchase tickets for remaining 2012 games and place a deposit on 2013 season tickets, and you'll guarantee seats for the 2012 postseason. So for more information, 312-674-1000 or whitesox.com.
Got a good chance to be Jake's last inning of work. So we'd love to finish it with a flourish.
Another full count.
Septimo and Jones loosening in the pen.
And here comes Robin. Taking 116.
And he's not even going to ask him. He's going to go to Septimo.
116.
That's enough at this point of the season with this many starts and this many innings.
They pitched well. Just gave up the 2 homers. One to Jackson, one to Cabrera, 3 to Parks. And we'll be back.
It is Layson Septimo. Septimo 0-2 ERA, a little above 5. Nobody hits him very well. The only problems he does have is getting the ball over the plate. When he gets it over the plate, he's been very effective. And he's going to look in at Alex Avila. He's got Peralta at first base. He comes in trailing by a run and hoping to hold it right there.
He's going to hold him on. First pitch strike. Little spinner coming up there.
Well, Peralta's only 1 of 2 in stolen bases, and if he does run, it will be an upset.
Yes, he did. 0-2 the count.
Bob Davidson on the call, and now Avila in a big hole. AJ has to be very aware of moving to his left if Septimo goes in the dirt with that breaking ball.
Line drive. Gordon's got it. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-2 Tiger lead.
Here at the bottom. It's Chris Bowden in the United Scout seat. The guy who's been here since 2005, the radio legend, Steve. Now, what goes into your decision whether to sit here or say out in the upper deck or the last row of the bleachers?
Well, I like it here. The seats are wider and they're padded, so
that helps a lot too. You ever give any
fat guy seats?
You ever give any scouts some advice here? Those that hang out here?
No, I just keep my mouth shut and root for the White Sox.
You feeling a rally here?
Yeah. I think they need to be a little bit more disciplined at the plate, but I think, I think they'll come back.
Listen to him breaking it down. Well, the 6th inning was the big inning yesterday. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, how do we listen to Steve now?
Dahl.com. Go to Dahl.com.
Very good. Steve Dow joining us here. Hawk and Steve, let's send it back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. A 1-1 count here to Uke. 3-6-0 for them. 2-2 and 0 for us. Home run by Wise, home run by Beckham.
Fisher at the 78 pitch mark, so he certainly has not thrown a whole lot of pitches, and nobody is up in the pen as of the moment. The curveball of Fister's really has gotten a whole lot better since the beginning of the game, and it started out pretty good. Now he's spotting it in perfect places, and you couldn't hold up the swing.
And bust him inside with a fastball. Wise on deck. Foul tip.
He threw the breaking balls away and every fastball inside, and just barely caught the bat on the last one.
Well, that's by the Spalding textbook right there.
Stay in, go away with the breaking ball. In with the fastball, especially if they come out of the same release point. And Pfister at 6'8" is able to get a good downhill plane.
Curveball strike. Wise 1 for 2. That homer his 8th. Coming with 2 out in the first inning. Very quickly the count 0-2, and it certainly appears that Pfister has found his rhythm.
Well, Avila knows that the last time up, Wise swung at 2 curveballs low and in way off the plate. So he starts him off with a couple of breaking balls, and he's ahead 0-2.
That's out of play left side. 26,504 paid, but over 30,000 in the house. And that curveball hooked foul. Paulie on deck.
Avila didn't want the curveball that time, and that tells you that Pfister is calling his own game, because Avila called for a changeup and then a fastball. Pfister shook both of them off to the curveball, which is how he wants to get him anyway.
And that's going to be foul and not playable. First throw. Only 2 hits for our guys.
Dave Cella getting something to eat, and I'm sure it was free. That time he went to the fastball and almost took the feet out from under Dwayne. Avila got hurt. That's why he one-hopped at the first base. And if I were to guess, it's not a neck injury. Well, maybe it is. Let's look at it again. Right there on the recoil, that's what happened. He got hit in the head on the backswing by Wise. And hitting him right there caused him a neck problem. When he finally did throw it, couldn't get too much on it, but they made the play anyway.
Okay, he takes more of a beating every time we see him.
Yep. But what they tried to do with him is something that in his usual style he'd never gotten hit with that. But because he was getting hit by so many foul balls, they wanted to move him closer to the hitter. By moving him closer to the hitter, if you get a backswing like Dwayne's, you're going to get hit occasionally. And he seems to be okay. You just have to be a really tough guy to go behind the plate every day in the major leagues and catch, because you're going to get hurt. You're going to have every part of your body get a foul ball off it. You're going to get your arms hurt, and yet they expect you to keep on hitting through more pain than most of the players will go through in their careers. You go through in one season.
That's what's always amazed me about AJ. As big and as wide as he is, he gets hit an inordinate amount of times with foul tips, and he has just learned how to shake it off.
Many times he gets hit on the arm, he doesn't even acknowledge it.
That ball hit high into left field, did not get it. That will retire the side. That is 11 in a row retired by Pfister. Postgame live from U.S. Cellular Field. Tune in for all the highlights and analysis from Chuck, Bill, and the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. White Sox postgame live presented by Orland Park Nissan. Immediately following our game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Got ourselves a new pitcher, and it is Nate Jones. Jones comes into the game at 7-0, ERA 2.76. He just keeps getting better. On for the 56th time. 54 strikeouts in 58 2/3 innings. And he'll face Infante, the ninth hitter, before rolling across to the top. And between innings, Alex Avila departed the dugout, went down into the tunnel with the trainer. They're going to further check him out.
Here's Omar Infante. 1 for 2, a single in the hole between third and short. And he scored ahead of Austin Jackson, who's on deck. That 2-run homer.
Looked like Nate tried to get a little something extra on both of those first two pitches because he missed AJ by plenty on both of them. They can hardly fit in our Menard's pitch track screen.
There's one. That one at 98. He didn't aim it.
No, he didn't. But he put it in a great spot for a 2-0 pitch.
Come back and get him no walks. That's the last thing we need right now. We get ourselves a 1-run ball game. Don't need any walks. So the leadoff walk.
Jackson's not the bunting type of leadoff hitter, although he has a couple of sacrifices this year. He took a long look down at former Sox manager Gene Lamont, now the third base coach of these Tigers.
Outfield swung around to the right. And Friday, September 28th at 7:10, well, that's Hispanic Heritage Night, and postgame fireworks presented by Miller Lite. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. Makes the bunt, takes the strike.
Infante's got deceptive speed. He's only 2 out of 4 coming over to the Tigers, but he was 10 out of 11 with the Miami Ball Club. That's in stolen bases.
Count evens at 1.
Jackson showed bunt on both pitches.
And the count 2-1. Also, Sox fans, every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United, proud to fly our White Sox. Leadoff walk at first. Now AJ wants another little confab.
Usually when a catcher goes out there twice, it means that someone's going to get up in the bullpen. Because whatever you have to say the first time, you can't really add too much to it the second time.
Well, they took their time about getting up down there.
Yep, finally did. However, get up, and I think it's Donnie Veal. And now just to give Veal some more time, Don Cooper goes to the mound.
Three runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for our guys. And the count 3-1.
Menard's pitch tracks, and this ball could have gone either way. But when you've missed with the majority of your pitches, you just don't get the benefit of the calls.
Back-to-back leadoff walks here in a 1-1 ball game, top of the 7th inning.
And you would think that it would be Veal coming in to face Dirks. And Don Cooper wants to find out if he's ready yet. You would assume so. And just in case, Gene Lamont is coming down now to talk with Dirks. Give him some more time. Dirks only has 1 sacrifice this year.
Well, you don't want the left-hander going at Cabrera. And we don't have a right-hander up.
Nope.
So
there he is. Hoping to throw a high fastball and have a guy that has not bunted but one time this year pop it up.
And then have Veal for fielding. And there's ball 1.
Well, the signs for how they want to defend this come from the bench. Ben Euclid gives the signs to the infield and how they want to defend the bunt on what's called the wheel play.
Foul ball.
Bunted like a man who does have just 1 sacrifice this year, as he stabbed at that. And the break they caught was that this wasn't a fair ball.
We haven't used the wheel play in a while. We used it early on in the season. Since then, we haven't used it. And that's going to get the job done.
What a break that was. It hit right off the plate and bounced straight up in the air till gravity allowed the sacrifice. Kind of stabs at it, and the break he caught was that it hit off the plate. Straight up in the air, 1-4 sacrifice.
So they're going to put him on and get Veal for fielder. Cabrera is 1 for 3, a homer. That's the difference in the ball game right now. That came after the 2-run homer with 1 out by Jackson. So the third walk of the inning for Nate. And here comes Robin. So the Sox packed with Tigers. They don't have a hit. The sign is made to the pin. Gil comes in. Nate departs, and we'll be back.
Veal. Veal comes on with some unbelievable numbers. 1 point ERA, 2 hits in 9 innings, 14 strikeouts. He is usually a one-hitter specialist. And that one hitter is Prince Fielder. He has yet to give up a hit to a left-hander. And Fielder, pretty good left-hand hitter, but he's grounded into 18 double plays this year.
Veal's retired. All 19 left-handed hitters he has faced. So bases loaded, 1 out. Picked by AJ.
With the bases loaded over the course of his career, and it's amazing for a man who hit as many as 50 home runs in one season. He only has 1 grand slam.
Line drive. Everybody's where they should be. Good base running by the Tigers. Meanwhile, 2 out, and here comes Robin.
So 20 straight left-handers. Donnie Veal is retired. And here comes Robin once again. So there's no way that he's going to leave in Veal to face Young. It's Brett Myers out in the pen, and he should be ready to go. Makes a call to the pen. That's it for Veal, who once again does his job. And in comes Brett Myers. So as Myers comes in and Veal steps out, so will we. And we'll be back after these messages.
Follow us on Facebook. Like us, I should say, on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Send us on Pinterest. And we blog our unique Tumblr content. So visit whitesox.com/connect.
Our Honda called to the pen once again is Brett Myers, who inherits the bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning, trailing by a run. 25th game as a member of the Sox. 2-2 record, an ERA of 3.38. And he's looking in at Delman Young. He's had a quiet night.
Fair ball. No, he says it's foul.
AJ jumps on it.
0-2 the count.
You do not have to throw a strike to Young here.
Now ball. And that'll reach out of the side. So they get the bases loaded. Can't do anything with it. 7th inning stretch. We trail it by a run. Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski, and Viciedo here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 3-2 Detroit. First pitch curveball, striked Alex. It was 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a ground out to short. Pfister has retired 11 in a row. One to count. Change up for Alton.
Time now for the Illinois Lottery Anything's Possible replay, and it's getting out of the top of the 7th with bases loaded, only 1 out. A line drive off the bat of Fielder, and a ground ball to short by Delman Young. Out of the inning with the 1-run deficit, and a good job by all concerned out of that pen.
AJ, he's 0 for 2. He's lined hard to Fielder, and he's lined very hard to Bosch in right field. A humpback line drive. AJ trying to tie it up with a big swing right there. Too big.
Villarreal loosening in the pen. He's going to throw in a whole lot of curveballs.
Very quickly, the big hole. 0-2. Mickey plans to be with us tomorrow night here at the ballpark. Gavin Floyd against Max Scherzer.
Liriano and Thornton starting to stir in our pen.
One and 2 the count. If you can't make it to the ballpark tomorrow night, it'll be right here on Comcast Sportsnet, as will Thursday's finale of this homestand in this series. Chris Sale against Justin Verlander. And that's foul. We mentioned since the All-Star break, Pfister has been tough. Opposition hitting just .213 against him. And tonight, we only have 2 hits. But fortunately, both of them left the premises.
Yeah, he has much better stuff tonight than he had in Detroit. That curveball he's had tonight has been devastating.
Well, we should have beat him up in Detroit, and we didn't. And that's popped up. So 2 down. And that'll bring up Tank. Tank has had a tough 2 at bats, 2 strikeouts. Hanging one. That is 14 in a row retired by Pfister.
And we've got a new pitcher and a new hitter. Francisco Liriano comes into the game. Comes out of the bullpen. 31st game of the year. Avisail Garcia. It's first man he's going to look at. Pinch hitting for Brian Bosch. And I think he got hit by that one on a bounce.
He did.
That one right off the right knee.
So the 21-year-old outfielder, leadoff man aboard, and that'll bring up Peralta.
When you're used to starting coming out of that bullpen, especially when you've had periodic control problems, can certainly be difficult, as that first pitch would indicate.
Peralta 0 for 2 with a walk. There's a strike. Garcia can run. He's 6'4", 240 pounds. He can run, he can throw, and he's going to be a heck of a player. Broken bat, and that's going to be, oh man, just couldn't quite get there. So Garcia into third.
Well, that shows you just how fast Garcia is. Diaz almost had it. And when Garcia saw that ball probably wind up about 15 feet from Diaz, he turned it on around second base and coasted into third. It's a good effort, but in our game, the ground can cause a fumble. He had it in the glove. And Garcia trying to read it. Good piece of base running.
And big trouble looming here in the top of the 8th in a 1-run ball game.
That big man can really turn it on.
So the hit batsman, the duck snort, and here is Alex Avila. Clock bringing the infield in. Avila's 0 for 3, but he's hit it hard twice. Now he's hit it hard 3 times, and that's going to be a base hit. So the hit batsman scores, and they're not done yet. 2 on, nobody out, and they lead it 4-2.
It's a 40th run batted into the year for Alex Avila. Menard's pitch tracks. And Liriano without much luck out of the bullpen here this evening.
So he faces 3 guys. He hits 1. They get 2 hits. He departs. Jesse Crane comes on, and we'll be back. DET.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. With live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @Bat 31826 or visit WhiteSox.com for details.
Our Honda call to the pen is Jesse Crane. Crane, the 7th pitcher of the night. He's 2-2, ERA 2.79 on for the 45th time. And he inherits Tigers at first and second with nobody out and a 2-run deficit here in the top of the 8th inning.
So the corners looking for the bunts. Fonte has struck out, singled and scored, and walked.
Normally, Infante is an excellent handler of the bat. Between both leagues, 7 sacrifices this year.
Well, he's got good footwork for it. Nice technique.
He's a good, solid player. They made a nice trade getting Sanchez and Infante.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. And the count 2-0.
Could have gone either way. It went Infante's way.
And the count 3-0.
And the bullpen up again.
Philip Humphries. There's one.
Well, Infante backed out of the way, but that ball had most of the plate.
Good one.
We told you about the speed of Infante earlier, and he laid down a perfect bunt. Doesn't get much better than this. You make sure that third baseman can't field it, the pitcher can't field it, and by the time AJ got out there, he had to turn around. Made a good solid play, but Infante just a couple of steps too quick.
Well, he's got good technique with that bunt. So now infield in, nobody out, Sox packed. And here's Austin Jackson, who is 2 for 2. A couple of walks, a single, and a 2-run homer. There's that high curveball. Another high curveball.
As he's had all kinds of problems since coming back from injury. Getting that curveball to come down in the zone. It's a rotation pitch, not a velocity pitch, and he's had problems getting the rotation on it.
And the count 3-0. Full count. Andy Dirks on deck. He gone. What a comeback right there by Jesse.
He went to the fastball. Menard's pitch tracks will show you that it did have part of the plate. Good movement, late movement, quick away from Jackson. For the first time, he's retired tonight, and that's a huge out.
Now Beckham, Alexei back up, double play depth. And here's Dirks. He's 1 for 3. Well, he drops the curveball on, and Baltimore's pulled into the first place tie with the Yankees.
Baltimore won rather easily tonight, and the Yankees lost in the 9th inning to Boston 4-3.
One out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sacks packed with Tigers. Oh, yeah. 1-2. Blocked nicely by AJ. That evens the count at 2. Cabrera on deck. Hit. Quickly gets it back in. So one more scores, and it's a 5-2 Tiger lead.
Dirks driving in his 30th run of the year as Jesse throws another breaking ball, and this one stays up in the zone. Dirks rifles it in right field. Hits it so hard that he can only drive in 1. Alex gets it in quickly.
So here's Cabrera. He's 1 for 3 with a homer. His 36th. Now he has 117 RBIs for the season. 1,201 for his career. He was all over that and just underneath it.
High curveball staying right in the middle of the plate.
Cookie.
When they don't get hit, you're surprised.
From 2/3 of the plate out, he can turn a 30-30 around. From that middle third in, That's how you got to pitch this guy.
I prefer to stay inside off the plate. Let him jam himself.
There's a hanger. Got away with it. And now Beckham will turn it. What a turn by Gordon Beckham. But they come up with 2, and we trail it by 3.
Is Joaquin Benoit. 3-3 ERA and even 3. He's had a very good year. Only 44 hits in 60 innings, 70 strikeouts, 19 walks, so he gets everything over the plate, and right-handers hitting below 200 against him. So he's got a splitter. He's got very similar stuff, by the way, to their closer, Valverde. Only he doesn't take quite as much time to deliver the baseball. Here's our Home Depot doing more on defense. And it is the double play that ended the inning. Dirks goes in hard at second, but we're going to show you a different angle. They do get the double play, and Gordon stays in long enough to get the throw off perfectly, but Tony Randazzo could have easily called Dirks out for sliding at Gordon without the ability to hit the bag.
It's a 5-2 Tiger lead. Well, in years past, Mr. Dirks would pay for it. Big time.
The game did police itself.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of guys that have put it right between the 2 and the 9. In his case, the 1 and the 2. That's going to fall in there right off the end of the bat. So a good way to start. Alexei now 1 for 3.
It's only our third hit. Fisker went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, walked 2, fanned 6. And Benoit comes in for his first hitter and gives up a broken bat single to left.
Gordon 1 for 2, his 15th homer. Made it a 2-0 ball game at the time as he takes first pitch strike from Benoit. Very quickly, the count 0-2. I watched the Tigers quite a bit on my MLB app when we're not playing them. I don't know the last time I saw somebody touch up Benoit.
No, he's just had a terrific year.
Throwing strikes, controlling both sides of the plate, not walking anybody. And there's a base hit. That aboard, Gordon. So the first 2 men aboard brings a tying run to the plate.
Taking another look at it. That's the splitter. And Gordon stayed right with it. It was down in the zone. 2 on, nobody out.
Alejandro is 0 for 3. He's due. Takes first pitch strike.
The only problem Benoit has had this year, and usually for a setup man, it's a pretty big problem. He's given up 11 home runs in 60 innings. So it can be done.
Takes the bunt, takes the ball, not even counted 1. I think most of those probably had to come early on in the year.
I would think so. Recently, he hasn't seemed to be giving up too much.
He'll score, and it's a 5-3 ball game. Tying runs aboard.
.47 driven in by De Aza. 3 straight singles. This another broken bat base hit. That's going to bring out Jeff Jones, the pitching coach. He wants a word with Benoit. There's Villarreal warming up in the bullpen.
And Youkilis is the hitter. Wise on deck and Paulie in the hole.
Outfield straight away, and Cabrera right on top of the bag at third.
Fouls it back, 0-1 the count.
Ute does not have a sacrifice all year. Not with Boston. Not with our Sox.
Cabrera's holding his ground at third. He could get it down there. That would load him up. To the count.
Another pitch that have easily gone the other way. It didn't. Menard's pitch track shows you that you're a little unhappy. Now finds himself in the 0-2 hole.
Good speed aboard. Beckham at second. Diaz at first. One out.
That's a splitter that had a lot of movement on it.
So here's Wise. He is 1 for 3, a homer. That coming in the first inning.
Jackson is shading him a touch to right center field, figuring he's going to pull Benoit.
And he's in a big hole, 0-2. Come on, D-Wise, we need you. Good 2-strike hitter, buddy. Right here.
On that pitch. That one had the outside corner. He was looking for anything but a fastball that painted the corner at 96.
So Paulie tonight has walked it into a 5-4 fielder's choice, gone out to left, and he is 4 for 19 lifetime off Benoit. Takes outside.
A lot of those splitters wind up in the dirt. And a welcome wild pitch in this situation would be damaging for them. 2 wild pitches this year for Benoit.
Softly hit. And that will retire the side. We do come up with 1. We'll go to the 9th trailing by 2. Sportsnet Central coming up after White Sox postgame live, presented by Orland Park Nissan. We'll hear from Jay Cutler as we preview the Bears and Packers game on Thursday, plus a look at all the pennant races around the league. So join Mark Shanowski and Luke Stuckmeyer. That's Mark Shanowski and Luke Stuckmeyer for GMC Sportsnet Central tonight after postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. It's the top of the ninth inning. Fielder, Young, and Garcia to face Jesse Crain. Oh, and 1 to count. Fielder 0 for 4 tonight. Popped up to left, struck out twice, and lined to Beckham. And the count 0-2.
So pretty good luck against Jesse in their brief meetings.
Curveball high. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for our guys. Just tuning in. 2 home runs for us, 1 by Wise, 1 by Beckham. 2 home runs for them. 2-run shot by Jackson, solo shot by Cabrera. Another high curveball and full count.
Also a very quiet night for Delman Young, who's in the on-deck circle.
He gone. 1 out.
3 strikeouts tonight for Fielder. This one on a fastball. Good spot just off the corner. And Fielder the first out.
Young has popped to center. A couple of strikeouts and hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. Takes that one high and wide. For our guys in the ninth, it'll be Rios, Pierzynski, Viciedo, Ramirez, Beckham, and hopefully it'll get it done. Two and 1. Taking some other scores for you. Milwaukee shuts out Atlanta 5-0. Washington came back to beat the Mets 5-3 in New York. 5-3 Cincinnati over Pittsburgh at the Great American Ballpark. Steve told you, the Red Sox beat the Yankees 4-3 at Fenway. Seattle over the Blue Jays 4-3 up in Canada. Baltimore 9, Tampa Bay 2. Orioles and Yankees now tied for the lead in the East, with Tampa Bay being 3 games back. Phillies beat the Marlins 9-7. Then Philadelphia just got a piece of it. Bottom of the 8th in Houston, 1-0 Astros over the Cubs. San Francisco leading the Rockies 8-5. That's in the bottom of the 6th in Denver. Angels 2, Oakland 1. Bottom of the 3rd at the Big A in Anaheim. Full count. Texas leading Cleveland 6-4. Bottom of the 8th in Arlington. Tigers trying to tie this series up at a game apiece as they lead us 5-3 here in the top of the ninth. Vigo. He got the hat trick.
Garcia, who started off the 8th inning by getting hit on a one-hopper from Liriano, inserted into the game, and now he's defensively in right field.
Takes that one up high. So the Tigers 3 in the 5th and 2 in the 8th. Good swing by the 21-year-old youngster.
Miguel Cabrera has taken him under his wing. They're countrymen, both Venezuelans. I'm pretty sure that Cabrera sees a little of himself as a youngster in Garcia.
Now they tell us that Miguel Cabrera is a terrific teammate.
And you love your teammates with 117 runs batted in.
He gone. He strikes out the side. Now we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. We need 2 to tie.
In the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and here's our Miller moments. Austin Jackson ties it at 2 with a home run, and then Miguel Cabrera puts the Tigers on top as he hits his 36th. Both coming in the 5th inning. That's all Jake gave up, but that was enough as Jose Valverde comes into the game. There his numbers: 28 for 32 in save opportunities, ERA 3.5. Last year he was absolutely perfect. This year, good. But you can score off him, and he will not rush into anything.
We can do this. Let's get this guy.
Rios, Pierzynski, Viciero.
Alex is due. He's 0 for 3, but he's 2 for 11 lifetime off Valverde. Outfield for the most part straight up. Bit of a gap out there in right center. And he takes ball 1. Hit him on the fist, pops him up, and that's going to be a souvenir. So the count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Our leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 9th. We trail it 5-3. Once again, Floyd against Max Scherzer tomorrow night. So make your plans to be with us. If you can't, that game will be right here over Comcast Sportsnet. The same as Thursday, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Listen to this pitching matchup: Chris Sale against Justin Verlander. Another foul back. And Valverde on top. The ball and 2 strikes.
That Verlander-Sale matchup, a repeat of a Sunday night game in Detroit. Chris threw well. Verlander threw a bit better.
Alex all over that one, just underneath it.
Valverde usually gives you at least 1 base runner. Let's hope tonight is no exception.
And another. Start us off right here. 2-2. Grounded out. Good job by Alex right there. Too close to take. Too far to hit. Except just foul it off.
It's a good battle. Valverde is using up and in a lot and down and out of the strike zone. And Alex is spoiling everything he's thrown so far.
Chopper takes a bad hop for us. Bad throw. He's safe.
Peralta tried to float it over there, not realizing that he doesn't have a very big first baseman. And as Fielder went up, Alex continuing to dig, thinking base hit all the way. Got to the bag well before Fielder could get down and hit it.
So now the tying run at the plate. AJ 4 for 10 against Valverde. He's scoring along with us. Get him a base hit. There's the one base runner that Steve was talking about.
Gives you at least one, sometimes more.
A.J. 0 for 3, and he's hit the ball hard twice. There it goes. Alex, and there's a ball hit up the middle. They can't get it. But what it did, it takes the base hit away.
Well, unfortunately, Alex, knowing that Valverde pretty much hands you the stolen base. And there's just a bad break, because that's going to be a hit easily up the middle. But because Peralta is breaking toward the bag, he makes that play at first base, not the play at second.
So A.J. has hit it right on the money 3 times tonight, and he's 0 for 4. And here's Tank. Struck out in the second, struck out in the fourth, and grounded to short in the seventh. Takes first pitch strike. Tank has faced Valverde 4 times, and he has drawn the collar.
Can't put it in a better spot than Valverde put this one. Right on the outside corner, just above knee high.
Just did get a piece of that one.
He's trying to wipe him out away. Bernard's pitch track shows you 3 pitches in a tight grouping.
The 0-2 pitch.
Well, the Tank hit that ball back up the middle. He'd hit Valverde right in the back.
You're being nice.
Because when he threw it, turned around, was facing center field.
Two. So 2 out. It's up to Alexei to keep it going with Beckham on deck. Alexei has had good success against Valverde. He's 4 for 7. Knock him in, Alexei. Takes ball 1. And he's got the count. 2-0. Outfield, they are Straight up, deep, very deep, and spread out. And when that ball comes down, this game is over. So the Tigers take game 2, even up the series at a game apiece, climb back to within 2 of our guys, and just couldn't get it done tonight.
Now, Pfister was really tough. They made a pretty good effort against Benoit, who's been equally as tough, but Pfister gave up just a couple of hits in 7 innings, and when you give up 2 runs on 2 hits, usually going to win that game, and the Tigers tied the series at 1.
All right, it'll be Floyd against Max Scherzer tomorrow night. But right now, let's check out our GMC players of the game. They are the 6'8" right-hander, Doug Pfister, and the center fielder, Austin Jackson, our GMC players of the game. So for my partner, Steve, Jim Angio, our producer, Mike Miller, our associate producer, Chris Kampka, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., for the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, and over here in the booth, Mike Mayer, Frank D'Amato, Frank Leone, down in the truck sound, Doug Bullard. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, now part of the NBC Sports Group.